12. How old are you?
How old am I now?
No, how old were you then?
Wow. I was 19.
Yeah. He left his family in Indiana and moved in with a strange gay man in Nashville.
Makes it sound like I had a wife and kids in Indiana.
You did. Indiana's weird. When we first showed up in Nashville, do you remember? We were so naive, and there was this guy who pretended that he was gonna like make us famous.
Yeah.
And we fucking bought it hook, line, and sinker. We wanted it so badly. We just got here, and he came over to our house and like watched us rehearse with like this face. And like, he said that he had this. He knew the producer, this huge producer, who was a real person, but that was not who we brought to our house. And this guy was like, he was really young. I remember thinking, he's really young in all these albums. He's produced stuff amazing. And I went online and like looked through this producer's discography. I'm like, you were born in like 1992, and this is a big lie. And we confronted him in Cafe Coco.
Oh my God.
And I remember so vividly, you know, I was so furious. It was like a changing moment in our lives, I think. But like we saw him at Cafe Coco, and we're like, well, we need to talk to you. And we like brought him into that side smoking room, and Enoch's exact words were, look into my eyeballs.
I took off my sunglasses and I said, look into my eyeballs and tell me the ejaculation.
This kid was like trembling. We felt so powerful. I don't know if I ever told you this or not, but when the very first time the Nashville scene, he's not in this room. The very first time the Nashville scene wrote like a big article about us, and like right around I think when the record came out in 2004, it was gonna be like a big picture, a huge like full page article, and in the interview, we met at Fido. And at the top of the interview, he said, I'm not making this shit up. He said, before we start the interview, will you come out to my car and give me a blowjob? Can you believe that? Did I ever tell you that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kevin tamed it to make out when he told me the story back then.
I was trying to protect you.
Yeah. My virgin years, my 12-year-old virgin years.
So, after I gave this guy a blowjob, No, it was such a weird moment because I didn't want him to. I was like, "Fuck! Is he gonna write a shitty article if I say no?" And so I don't even remember how I got out of it. I just made some weird joke and we somehow moved on, and it turned out to be a great article. I was like, if I reject him right now, he's gonna slam us.
It's a hard position to be in. A hard position to be in.
So, that happened. I just remembered that. I could probably have him fired, right?
He still writes good things.
Nashville scene? Yeah, I don't care. I didn't really care.
He's in the background.
He's now writing for Rolling Stone. Kevin's article, full.
I would give a blowjob for Rolling Stone. I would say
That's an interesting thing. Like, what magazines would you give a blowjob for?
not
Ask
the
yourself
national
that
scene.
question as you go to tonight.
Village Voice.
Yeah, Village Voice. What magazines would you give a blowjob for?
Better Homes and Gardens.
Love that shit. Well, now that we set the mood for this next song. If you're feeling like they've all been too demeaning, kicked you and punched you while you're screaming, you called your mother and she said, if it's done by the sword, it's bad across the board. It's bad across the board. It's bad across the board. Here lately, I'm like a fucking little baby.